There's a lot of things that can happen when you start with a playground. My first time in Iraq was as an active duty Marine fighting insurgents. I was trying to make sure I came home and that everybody that I was responsible for came home. And so now what we do is I come back here working alongside ministries that are on the ground, serving the people of Iraq and Kurdistan on a daily basis who want to see these communities thrive and want to see connection reestablished after the long wars have taken place. So I get to come here and build playgrounds and simply try and change the trajectory of a child's life through play is a pretty exciting thing. So I think playgrounds are important because they communicate something to a child. It communicates not only that this is for the child, but that there's a high value on childhood, that this season of life isn't simply something to get through to move on. I've been able to travel all throughout the Middle East and have a totally different heart for it. And that is God's slow preparation of a hard heart, moving it towards a love for your enemies. A love for people who did take a lot. They took friends, they took my hearing, they didn't, but this conflict did. I hope that the children of fallen ISIS fighters have an opportunity to play on this playground. Every single day I pray that they have that opportunity. Number one, they are not their parents. Number two, Paul was the ancient version of ISIS, hunting Christians and seeking to throw them in prison and persecute them. And look what happened when God got a hold of him. All I could ever pray and hope for is that someone who was raised around an ideology that sought to oppress others would come to know Christ. Because all that would mean is that they have a different opportunity to grow up in a different way. When they hear, that the people of the West hate you, they go, that seems strange to me, because I remember watching them build a playground for me and working really hard so that we would have this thing that was in no other town I'd ever seen. I know for a fact that God purposely brought me back to Iraq, and I know that He had been working on me in a greater way when it comes to the Middle East as a whole, the Arab people as a whole, Islam as a whole. I know it for a fact. Not only is what I get to do here redemptive to these communities and trying to rebuild them and reestablish them, but it changes my heart. It really is redemptive for me because I've built these awesome, fun, real relationships, genuine relationships with people who I would have completely felt indifferent towards back then. I think play matters because God created us to be playful. It's because it brings us joy. But yeah, that's because we were meant to engage in it. And so any time that we can establish that, any time that we can set aside an environment or a time or an opportunity for that to take shape, I think all we're doing is living into the image of God that he has created in us. So yeah, I think he designed it. I think he designed play. And if he thinks it's good, then I think it's good. And I want to make sure that opportunity exists for as many children as I possibly can.